Welcome back, everybody. Today I have news that I am so glad to share with you. I was a doubter. I had given up hope. I was sure that my favorite game growing up was dying, and was soon to be no more. I loved this game so much for so many reasons. To even try and ensure that I kept the memories of this game, my co-let's player and I played through nearly the entire MMO in a web series we called Grindstone, so that when that day came that the plug was pulled on this game and it was no more, we could look back on it. FlyFF for fun. A game that came out in the very early 2000s. This game is nearly 20 years old now and has just announced in 2020 they have completely recoded the entire game from the ground up on new software, new scripts, new platforms, and are planning to relaunch the game, brand new to the world once again. I have never ever heard of a game doing this before. The closest thing that I can imagine to this is RuneScape's introduction of the old school RuneScape. This new FlyFF, dubbed Project M, was announced early December in 2020, and I am here today on December 15th, playing the closed beta tests as it has been handed over to some players to try out for the very first time. The game has been recoded from an old version of FlyFF, version 7. I believe this version is from just before I found the game. However, I have heard from many that this was the golden times of FlyFF. Cities will look the way they used to, skills and stats will work in old ways. Some more complicated game-breaking ways of playing the game that were introduced later on are no longer here. This is really a very exciting time to jump on and be a part of the community as they try and build up the world like this. In this Project M, they have also included some new features. A new GUI called Masquerade, as well as options to freely switch between all of FlyFF's previous GUI options so that you may choose which one you like best. There's also a cartoon option for a more anime-like outline as you play. Much greater render distances, cinematic views, better grass, real clouds, and more. I hear even the clouds separating the islands will now actually be clouds rather than a poor water-like texture that we used to have before, but more on that later. Let's get into this a bit. To help me convey my absolute excitement for this, here is some live footage of my first impressions logging into the future of life. Just first reactions, I'm extremely excited for this, so I'm a little sad at the options for character creation, but I understand. And everything is white. That's loading in just like RuneScape does. Hi, I'm InfoPang. I like you and all. Hide. I'm turning all my graphics up. Oh, that's beautiful. Turn on the grass. I'm not going to do anti-aliasing. Cartoon, please be as good as I hope it is. That's probably after the game is reset or something. Opacity, music volume, tiny bit, maybe? Why is the music volume the thing that made it lag? There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and save those details. Ooh! Oh, the cartoon is good. I like it. It's reloading, but I like what I'm seeing. Oh my goodness. And then game details for invites to request, whispers message party. ZQSD, no thank you. ZQ. How on earth do you use ZQSD to walk? I'm gonna try the Masquerade mode. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, that's cute. I like Masquerade. Okay, ooh, I'm excited. So where do I get free cash up? Oh. It gave me money, but where do I find... I see Cloth Santa. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. 400 cash. Just gonna make sure. Do I see stuff moving? Happy grindstone, everybody. What's up, YouTube? Hey, this is Taco Droba. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Yep, you got it. Roll the intro from here. No, I'm kidding. And you're gonna throw this in at the end. I'm just kidding. I don't care. I'm just so excited for this. So I'm gonna grab me. Ooh, there's flying stuff. Ooh. Ooh, well, I know snowboarder is always a safe buy. Yeah. Oh yeah, thank you. Oh, that was cool. What kind of cloaks we got? Oh yeah. Okay, now I can get started. Info ping, you look funny, get out of here. Oh, I look good. I did also do snowboard. By the way, yo, these run animations are fly for sky. Oh my goodness. Oh, I missed that so much. Oh, the flying ships. I see it moving on the map. I want to see it. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, I love it. Oh. Oh, I need to get flying so I can see the edge of the world and see the clouds. It's good. Ooh, the jump feels nice. There's a little pause. That'd be real scary while fighting, but it feels good. It's not just meow. There's an actual like wind up. Oh, excited. I was gonna call out for this. I was really thinking about it. Man, I want to read this quest stuff, but man, I'm too excited. Everyone is leveling over here. I see so many level up things. Luda's shield shop is next door. There we go. Oh, is that thing in the middle of Flaris an elevator? Like, I see it go down and then up and it fits perfectly into the thing above. I think it's an elevator. Oh, the water! Oh, the splash! Oh, I can't wait to start using skills and stuff. Maybe I shouldn't be wasting my time with quests. Oh, it looks so good! Just the game, the grass, the like textures on the floor. I'm all zoomed in. The render distance. Tell me you turn the render distance all the way up. We'll turn the render distance up. It's beautiful. Hey guys, could we share the Iabats, please? I'm kidding. Gotta snipe them. Touch me. I just saw a guy standing still. His name was Touch Me. I'm so happy with this run animation. I like that it makes it look like the sword I'm carrying actually has weight to it. After this time, the EXP was slowing down a bit. The beta is not a high EXP rate like they normally are, but as I always say, it'd be what it do. So I stopped recording for a bit, and from here on out it'll be my voiceover over clips I recorded here and there. I wanted to speak some about how beautiful this game looks. I used to think I always wanted the cartoon mode with the outlines, but whatever engine this is running on has made the game look so beautiful, I find I actually like having the cartoon mode off. But I really appreciate the option to change it at will when I feel like switching it up a bit. The shadows are so smooth, the distances are so great, I love the open skies so much. The space feels greater and more magical. Even when you zoom way in the beautiful grass, the shadows on my character as I walk out from the shadows of the trees, the splash in the water, the waterfalls, it all just feels absolutely phenomenal, guys. And hey, did I mention this is still Gala? This is still the same company who made this game almost 20 years ago. They may have new publishers, but it's still the same developers working on this and acknowledging what people loved most about FlyFF and trying to make it even better. The anime MMO genre is very lacking these days, and besides Genshin Impact, Maganobi, and a few other games that haven't been released just yet, we really don't have any options. I can't think of a more perfect time for FlyFF to do this. While roaming around, I encountered my first collector monster. Amazingly, a lot of the FlyFF community would think this is a new addition to the game when in fact they used to exist here way before we started playing. I was able to see about 2 or 3 of them during my first day playing the beta, and I know little about them. Supposedly they take a very long time to kill and you were supposed to collect something from their body after they die, but when I tried it, it said I needed a collector, which none of us have at the moment. But I really loved the big imposing figures in the world. I know they're similar to giants, but I'm all for any new big creature to look at. So now let's come back to those clouds I mentioned earlier. While adventuring and leveling, I came across my first view of the open skies in this new game. It was beautiful, so soft, so vast, I could almost feel the wind in it. I wanted to step closer and get a really good look. Turns out the invisible walls stopping you from falling are gone. I stepped forward expecting my normal safety you would on normal flight, but no. No. I fell. I actually fell into the clouds. Is this a glitch? Was this supposed to happen? Where will I died. Well then. This blew my mind. It scared me. I was actually a tiny bit shook. So many questions arise now. I should also point out the beta has frequent disconnects as Gala tries to tweak and fix things. I felt a disconnect coming on, so I decided for fun, since the server was down and I had a few seconds left until I got the kick message, I tried to jump off the world again. I did so, and as I was falling I disconnected. But my character landed on some sort of ground and kept running. When this disconnect message is displayed, I cannot turn the screen anymore, sadly, so I only got this view of it, but creepy. I also wanted to cover another one of my favorite topics, the floating boats in the sky. Those weird wooden steampunk-ish blimp-like boats that you used to be able to fly up to and land on now actually also fly for themselves. I was a tiny bit spoiled to this detail before the beta was released, and I was excited for how beautiful it would be to see them moving around in the sky and what life it could add to the visuals of this game. Oh, but I was in for a ride. But no, really, actually, you won't believe this. Get this. In Flaris, the old Flaris we used to know, there is now an actual moving elevator up to the floating circle above the city. Never knew what that circle was for. It's for transportation, and I love it. I love it so much. The station NPC has been moved up there, and might I say what a great spot to put them. But also, on each of the pier's docks up there, these boats dock up, and you can just hop right on them. A message will tell you then where it's going, and if you're unable to fly yet, you can still just take a ride and go wherever it takes you. They're like a little bus to get everywhere in the world. Right now they glitch a lot, and I fall off of them many times trying to get up there. Pretty frustrating. But actually more so terrifying when you actually do get on top of it and it's flying over the clouds between the different continents, because if I glitch out just once up here, you know it means certain death for me. But oh my gosh, I love this detail immensely. Please do not remove it, and make him a bit easier to get on later. I really do enjoy being able to fly around in this way. Some of you may be wondering how some of us have cash shop items. Real quick, for the beta they have offered a test shop that gives you currency each day to use it on this beta, and they had just a few things to purchase with it, so everyone running around with this, it's all free right now. So I continued to level, and to wrap up this day one first impressions, I wanted to try flying. The game is called Fly for Fun, after all. Originally, this game was praised for it being the first mount system in an MMO that lets you fly. Side note, personally I adore the fact that it's the only game with mounts I've played that are not animals, and I think more MMOs need to follow in its footsteps. However, in recent years, the flying is considered to be one of the most boring parts of the game. To put it simply and more child-friendly, I followed the meme, and I messed around, and I found out. The combat was easier for sure. When I first started, I gave up on my first mercenary because it was so hard to fight while flying, and then I tried to make an acrobat thinking a bow would do better. It was even worse, but I stuck with an acrobat back then. Kinda sad because Blade later became my favorite class. Anyway, now in this beta, combat was as simple as click on the monster, press Z to follow as it is usual, and then click again to attack. The character flies up to it and stops and fights it as he should. I died, but what do you expect from a level 20? This makes me wonder about the actual range classes if they were changed to allow easier combat for them. And also later, while flying around between the islands, I questioned if I could land on the sky gears, and I could. Then I remembered falling to my death earlier, and I questioned if I could save myself from falling by using my board. I have a board because I can't afford the wings until I get more free daily currency. I was afraid of dying this way, which is amazing because usually we are not allowed to fall, so we never felt the danger. But these open skies with the added danger feel so much more. I don't know what, but it was very imposing. So I decided to test. I jumped straight up and tried to activate my board while I was falling back down to the gear, and I was given a message. You can only save yourself from a fall with wings. Lovely. That is a very helpful message. I'm so glad I tested this before actually jumping. This brings up the question, what else is new about the wings in the flying system? I can't wait to try. So that just about wraps things up for my first day on the new FlyFF. I should also mention my curiosity got the better of me, and I decided to see how far down I could fly before dying. This was terrifying because it wouldn't take much at all to fall off of my board here, and it felt very dangerous. You'll be glad to know though that you hit an invisible floor if you are flying, so you will not die in this way. Seeing the underside of these continents is very eerie though. I would love it if they added some sort of caves or things down here, but I don't know if they're capable of that. And what's this down here? Some floating islands underneath the islands. Will I die if I stand on this? I'm fine. Okay, awesome. This is creepy. I don't know if I like this. Don't get me wrong, I'm glad it's here, but I'm scared. So glad to see the community on this event was so huge too. It's hard to find a monster to even fight, but I'm sure that that'll spread out soon. So glad to see all the players again. And lastly, some final tiny details I wanted to make sure to appreciate. I love that the first time I got low on health, my HP bar shook almost as if it was crying out in pain as well. It really helps add more fear and immersion to the direness of the moment. And it was such a small detail too. Some old load stars are back in the area that I didn't even know existed before, and you can choose whether or not you want to spawn on the last one that you touched, or if you want to just respawn in town. Also, while in the dialogue chat with an NPC, the world behind the screen actually blurs a little bit. Beautiful detail. Almost didn't notice it, but I love it. I just also wanted to appreciate while riding the flying boats, your character's rotation matches the boat as it turns. I imagine that wasn't an easy detail to add in there. And also, when you jump off of the boat, your character's jumping momentum actually also carries the boat's momentum. Seems like an obvious thing, but it's something I definitely wouldn't expect from this game. This beta also included character animation that I have only seen from a private server called FlyFF, which ended its online status in 2016, I believe. That was one of my favorite features of that server, was the new running and fighting animations. Seeing them again in this beta is such a gift. I really miss them and think that they are far better than the original FlyFF animations. Now if they just fix the cape's clipping issues in most of the combat stances, that would be great. Thanks for joining me today on my Day 1 thoughts of the future of FlyFF. I hope old players will see this and come back, and new players come and join us. This was only Day 1, and I'm just so thankful I got to see this. Keep your head up, everyone, and hope the rest of your day is fantastic. See you later.